Hey everyone, this is Julian from the Binary Lab, and I'm actually in my bedroom right now, about to hit the bed. But there's something that just came to my mind, and I wanted to share with a lot of you people out there. And this could apply to many of you. So, I mean, if this makes sense to you, go ahead and comment below. So, what I want to tell you guys is that when I first started out trading, right, I very often, I mean, like I told you, a long time ago, I was also in it was some kind of a trading group that then shortly disbanded. But uh, what I struggled with as a beginning trader was that there will be the times when I get on the computer and I want to make some trades, want to make some money, and just so happened at that point of time, either the market wasn't good, or let's say I couldn't figure out what's going on. And then I will make a losing trade, and then suddenly when a trade that I thought was going to make it didn't work out, I just kind of like I pressed on and going on and gone, and then from a 3 trade streak that was against me, I extended to 10. Okay, and in a couple of days past as well. I mean, that's happened to me. So I mean, it happens to anyone. It happens to you. It happens to me as well. And even 4 years in the binary trading, sometimes happens to me sometimes as well. And sometimes what happens is that just because I see a couple of people making money, and I think that, hey, maybe the market ain't that bad. It's just that if I look hard enough, I probably can find a winning trade. But what I found out is that if you cannot grasp what's happening, if you're not making money, what you should be doing is either stopping for a moment if it's interfering with your lifestyle, or head over to demo, try and get a grasp of what's going on. Okay, so basically last Friday, for some stupidity, I went down from 3,200 to 1,800, took it back up to 2,700, placing some really risky large trades, the biggest being 1,000. And then after that, just because I felt great from that moment, and then I went into the markets again, and I lost another 3 in a row, and then I didn't know why it wasn't behaving to the Fibonacci's, what wasn't behaving my usual methods, and then I let my account slide back down to 1,700 again. All right. So what you see today is basically me yo-yoing it back from 3,200 to 1,800, back up to 2,700, and back down to 1,700, and now back up to 2,900. And what I wish to tell you in this video right now, if you only retain this bit, is that okay, there will be the days when you are struggling because you cannot figure out what's happening. For whatever reason, you're not winning the trades that you should be winning. But just because you see a couple of people posting some nice results, or it could even be me, all right, or it could be someone posting a screenshot of a whole full page of winning trades, and then you think to yourself that, hey, I cannot be possibly that stupid, and then you just go on for another rampage, and you find out that you're even more stressed, you lost even more money, and you find out that you end up having to chase even harder, make even bigger trades. All right, so it's just kind of like when you're going out to catch a train. Sometimes you're trying to catch an interstate train, and then the more the later you are, the more you have to run. And then let's say if you ultimately miss the train and you have to catch an expensive cab ride in Japan. It happened to me before, that I spent a $200 cab ride just to catch a train from a different district, just so that I could get to the place on time. So the more you race against time, the more it's going to turn against you. It's going to be even tougher. So when you cannot make sense of what's going on, please please stop, observe for a moment, or go into demo, figure out what's happening. So last Friday is exactly what I did. When I went it down to 1,700, I was like, I know for a fact I'm doing a couple of things wrong, right? But I'm gonna make sense of this, and then I spent a full hour taking a demo account, from 1,000 to 1,500. All right, I was like, all right, let's put this on the account, and boom, it worked out. So I urge you guys, if you are trying to figure stuff out, you're experimenting, you can do that on a demo account, or you can do that with really small trades just to see that it works. If you need the kick of a real account to make you feel that you're serious, then take some really small trades on your real account. That's not what you usually do. So like I said, take it take it from I mean, scale down. All right, like I said, you want to test, scale, switch, test, scale, switch, and that for me was testing, scaling, and switching. I went on to $100 trades, and I brought it back up. But then again, uh, you need to be aware of all these things, and when it's against you, know when to stop. There's always a different day to trade, and finally, adapt until you know what's until the method becomes yours. What you really want to do is to make the you want to make the trading term, you want to make your fingers when you're trading like an extension of your mind, such that in your mind, if you know this works, and then the chart behaves exactly the way you want in your trade, and then that way you're going to become profitable. Okay, so this is a message for anyone who's anxious, and suddenly, just because you see other people making it, you see someone posting a full page of screenshots that enrages you, making you feel really stupid at what you've done, to get back there only to get beaten up further. So I hope this helps you out, and if it makes sense to you, or let's say if there's any mistake that you think that you've made that I've listed out in this video, go ahead and comment below, and comment below what struck you the most in this video. And I hope this helps you out. Safe trading, good trading, and make lots of profits. And ultimately, remember what I said in my Going Pro video, there'll always be 20% of the year where things will not be the way that you expect. So if that's the case, know when to take a break. It's just like sometimes where it's like if your business is in building houses and suddenly it's storming, there's nothing that you can possibly do but just to pack up, hide away from the rain, and just chill out. Do something else, because there's just no way things can continue. All right, don't try playing out in the rain if you're gonna get struck by lightning. And likewise, you cannot possibly go out to sea when the tide is low. So likewise, if it doesn't make sense, just take a short break for a while, make sense of it, and come back in. All right, peace out everyone, good trading, bye for now.